a lot of time in the studio going back and forth with lyrics.
Yeah.
One of those.
How are you guys as a songwriting when you two are writing?
We all just go back and forth with
okay,
ideas.
so it's never like just
totally,
one.
Yeah,
Every
like
song
I'll
is
throw out an
different.
idea, and then
Okay.
Finn will throw out an idea, and then those ideas will get rejected, but then he'll throw out another one, but then Daniel will have an idea.
That's the question that I'm glad. Remember when I said that question I didn't ask that I wish I would have. That how do you guys deal with like even you guys? How do you guys deal with I don't know. I don't really like this, or that doesn't really sound right. But you kind of like it, but the other person kind of likes it. How do you guys deal with that?
We kind
Fight
of just
to the
like
death.
yeah, we
Fight to the
try
death.
we try like everything, and then just we decide as a group like what we all collectively like.
Okay.
Yeah, and then if there's something that like one person really likes and another person really doesn't want, then it turns into sort of like a battle of ideas. It not in like an actual confrontational way, but more just an idea of like, all right, it's like you think this is a really good. It's like competitive, but not in the sense of like actual competition. More just because it's all for the greater good of the song.
It's
right?
a good thing when that happens.
Exactly, because it basically turns into it's like you think this is really good. I don't change my mind.
Yeah.
And just sort of like if and one thing I've found is that like if something is really important, like if something is actually really good, like you have to fight for it.
Oh, of course.
In a sense, because it's like
because it might just be that missing key that you
absolutely
need, and you didn't think you
it's
needed.
it's like the number of times we've been in the studio and like one person has an idea and the rest of us are like, I don't know about that one. It's like, hold on, just trust me, just keep going for it. And then like we get to a point where like everything fits together and then it's like, oh, I get it now. And so it's like, and if we had given up on it earlier, we might not have gotten to that point.
Normally, if someone says "just trust me," we'll indulge. We're like, okay, like
we've also
if
we've
you
been
got
working
that passion, okay.
Yeah, and we've been working together in this style long enough that we sort of get where people's heads are going in a way that like it's becoming more instinctual work because we meet up and write like 3 times a week. And we've been doing that for over a year. So we've sort of gotten used to each other's rhythms and styles and stuff, and so we sort of understand now that like, okay, if someone has an idea that's like this and it's not finished, then like I sort of, because I've worked with them for so long, I know, okay, if we put in the effort, it's going to sound like this.
Right.
And so and also just like realizing, like one thing that's been big for me is I always try to like keep things in perspective of like how important is this thing in the grand scheme of things. Like, and if I don't feel like the song could not exist without this idea, then it's like, oh, you don't like it? Cool. We'll move on and we won't worry about that.
That's dope. So there's no like, I mean, I'm sure you guys bump heads, but it doesn't get aggressive till you got good.
It's like a family. Like you argue and shit. People disagree with each other, but like that's just part of it.
Oh yeah.
And I think the good part is that like we're all putting ourselves, like the ideas that we put out are sort of like putting us in a position where if we had to go with any of them, it would still be great.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's
it's very rare that anyone like has something that's actually whack.
Yeah.
Also, we like to challenge each other and kind of like really like see like what's the craziest shit you can come up with.
Nine times out of
being a band is, don't you
nine
think,
times out of 10, it's not like that's a bad idea. It's that isn't going far enough.
No, but just think of how many times John Lennon probably had to tell Paul McCartney, "Nah, dog, like that's just not the one," and vice versa.
Oh, for sure.
But like when you get told that like, it's not the one, like it just makes you want to like go out and like try even harder on it though.
That's good. You find good motivation.
Yeah, it's like fuck. Well, like they don't think I was good. Like the next thing they're gonna have to think is fire.